All right, how's everyone doing? I'm Rich CELENZA. Thanks for tuning in to the Rich CELENZA Show. WTF are you talking about? So, what I want to call today's podcast is It May Be Time to Start Meeting New People. And what I really want to address in this is, and I get for a lot of people, we have our own, family members, friends, colleagues that we all grew up with throughout our life, right? The ones we are very comfortable around, the ones we trust, which is wonderful. We love them because of what we've gone through with them, and it's very comfortable, as you know. A lot of times, sometimes when you have older friends, you get with them. It's some of the best times of your life. I mean, a lot of people are close with their friends as they are with their family members, or they see their friends and even colleagues a lot more than family members. But I also think that a lot of times we fall into a situation where we kind of close a lot of people out. And we are either afraid to make new friendships or afraid to let other people into our life. And I think I am one of those people to a certain point. I love meeting new people. I do, and because I get to travel all over North America, I'm always meeting new people, which is great. And I like small talk, actually. I'm either pretty social, I'm very social with people I meet, and then I'm very, I don't want to say antisocial, and then I don't talk to people for long periods of times, many, many days, with the exception of just ordering food and things in that nature. But it's been interesting since I've done my YouTube and my podcast because I've had more people reaching out to me. Now, when I was making films in the film industry, if it gets a little loud here, I'm sorry, I'm downtown in the city. So I think there's a fire truck, but it won't stop screaming. Anyways, what the hell was I just talking about? When I was making films, you're kind of marketing your films. You're looking at making friends in the entertainment business, but it's more business orientated. I don't want to say it's fake, but it's more like what can I do for you? What could you do for me? Let's help each other. And then you're trying to build a fan base. You're trying to get, those type of things. And I can't say it was building genuine relationships. But lately with my YouTube and podcast, I've been getting hit up, even people in my gym, of all places. And I've kind of been sticking with my own friends for the last, I don't know how many years. Florida, I've been there since going to summer school. I've had my same clique, even though I do know a ton of other people. But I don't hang with them that often. Even some of my close friends, I don't even see that often. And they live around me. They're just busy and I'm busy. And because I travel, I think it's really hard, more or less. And I think when people think of me, they're just always thinking me gone, not around. But sometimes they do invite me to places. And then when I am in town, a lot of times I try to spend time with my kids, my girlfriend, her kids. So my father. So I only have a limited amount of time. But back to making new friends. So I've been at the gym lately, and I don't even hang out with these guys necessarily, but I've had a few of them address me. Some hit me up on social media. Some I met in the sauna room. They follow me on YouTube, and I gotta admit, it's very nice to build some new relationships with guys. Some are married with kids. Some are single. Even somebody who helps me with my podcast, Omar, he's a young guy. He came with me when he was an intern when I was doing some other things, and he's in his early 20s. I love him, and he's a relationship that I built in Orlando, Florida, and it's just, amongst other people, I just found it really refreshing, and I think one of the problems I always had was kind of being egotistical and saying, I don't want any more friends in my life. I don't need more drama in my life. I don't need more bullshit in my life. I don't need any, And the truth was, that's not the case at all, right? Meeting new people sometimes can be the best thing, I think, for us. Because one is we learn a lot from others, I think, and we don't realize that. And a lot of other people do a lot of other things that we don't know about, that we may or may not be interested in. It's also, it's just something nice to meet other couples, say for instance. So we do a margarita ball every year, and a lot of times I get tickets, and then I get a bunch of tickets, and then we invite new people, and then they come and we have a couple of drinks with them. And it doesn't mean I hang out with them all week, but it's just nice to, be around a different type of conversation. And, they all live in different areas, they all live different lives. And as far as, my mother had a 50th birthday party for me, which was absolutely amazing. And a lot of my old friends came from even grade school and junior high, high school, my Florida friends, summer school, and my Florida friends, gym rats, my New York buddies, Chicago, family from California. And it was amazing. And, I love all my old friends. It was great to see a lot of them. And then I thought back, and I've been telling my girlfriend's son that, we all go through different phases in our lives building friendships, I think. You start off in grade school, and then you go to junior high, and then you sometimes hang out with different people. And then I went to a different high school than everybody else. They went to a public school. I went to a private Catholic school. So then I hung out with still my grade school and junior high buddies, but I also hung out with my buddies in sports throughout all of high school. And then in summer school, I'd be going to Florida, hanging out with friends there. And then I would be going back and forth. Then I moved to Florida, and then I ended up meeting up with a bunch of New York guys too. Still hung out with all my other friends from Chicago and there. And then as time went on, you get married, you have kids, you start hanging out with other parents that your kids actually are friends with, which I actually love that. One of my closest friends, Ray, I met through that way. Maybe one of the best guys I've ever met in my life. I love him. And then I met, friends in the entertainment business. One of my closest friends, Kevin, I met there as well. We went on to do a bunch of different things. And now with work, sometimes I'm doing a different type of jobs. I have people coming in, some stay, some go, but you build these friendships, and I love those guys. And I hope they like me as well. So, I didn't realize, too, over the years, I was building all these different friendships again. I didn't even realize it. I only consider my friends that I see on a constant basis. Like, those are my true friends. But I realized as time went on, I have a lot of great people I know that I would consider friends. And I recently got hit up. We've been saying for years, another friend of mine we go way back, but we didn't hang out. And we're friends on Facebook. And then it's just funny how, and I have friends in Arizona that I haven't seen in 20, 25 years, and I swear they're in my life, especially the last 10 years, because through Facebook, you're seeing what they're doing, they're having children, all these different types of things. But I had a friend that I haven't seen in such a long time, and we're going to finally go out to dinner. And sometimes what's interesting, too, is you may lose a friendship, and that doesn't mean it's devalued or it was never worth it in the first place. Things just happen in life, I think. I don't know how. I just think, you may move to different areas, to different towns. You just may take on different lives, right? People you hung around with. And it doesn't mean that, again, that's not something you can come back to. And I think a lot of people think like sometimes, they weren't, that wasn't my, we were friends, we were cool, but no big deal. I got friends anyways. I'll see him or whatever. But sometimes we do miss those dudes. And this is someone that I really dug. Really a genuine great guy. And for years, it's, hey, let's do dinner. And then 6 months would go by, hey, let's do dinner. Before you know it, a decade goes by, and we live in the same state. We don't even live that far from one another. So I was like, this is getting ridiculous. So finally, I'm going to go back to town, and I can't wait to see him. He's such a cool dude. And, if you're somebody who, you may need to make new friends. I'm just being honest with you, because sometimes, too, that doesn't mean you have to cast out your old friends. Your old friends are your old friends, and that's wonderful. But sometimes to just maybe make some changes in your life, it's sometimes just great to be open-minded and meet new people. You can meet them in Barnes & Nobles. You can meet them on social media. You can meet them through other people. Even at work, maybe if you reached out a little more, you may see people and just be friendly. That doesn't mean you have to become best friends or all that shit, but sometimes you'd be shocked by making these new friends, the impact that they're going to have in your life. And I did a video not long ago, regarding working out with, start hanging out with people that are healthy if you truly want to become healthy. That doesn't mean that your friends that don't work out, you're going to dip on them or any of that shit. But a lot of people I realize that want to become healthy, They're not always in the healthiest surroundings. So, you know, in for them to start living a healthier life, the reality is if they say they went to a gym with a friend and the friend quit, or they can't get anybody else to go work out with them in yoga, Pilates, whatever, go join up for a club or a group and go start working out and become friends with these people, because the truth is they're going to inspire you, you're going to learn from them, and they're doing things that you like to do. And as we evolve, a lot of us, we start changing our lives, right? We start doing things that we didn't do, that we're not doing. Wait, I don't know the word that. We're doing things that, are different than what we did in our past. A lot of our friends may still be doing certain things that we used to do with them that we don't do any longer, right? So if you want to, for instance, take up, if you want to be a marathon runner, or if you, not even fitness, if you want to start playing chess, or you want to start going to book clubs, whatever the case may be, and your friends are not involved in that, nothing wrong with going out, like I said, and making friends that do this. I don't care if it's a bowling league. I don't care if it's a dart league, billiards. If you want to do something, sometimes you just got to go at it independently. And also, here's something that I realize with friendships. A lot of times your friends have friends, right? That you may be close with your friend and they're close with someone else as well. And sometimes we don't, we're kind of like, oh, that's his friend. F it. I don't need to, whatever. He's cool if I see him at I see him once a year at the Super Bowl, or I see him, only at his kid's birthday party. You may be the one preventing from building a friendship with that person. Maybe reach out and say, hey, you guys all want to, hang out more, or do you want to do this? What are you doing? Oh, you fish? Your buddy may, so I have friends, I don't fish, but I have friends that, they go fishing. So I don't fish, so they have a whole group of guys, and two of them guys, I love them two guys. I haven't seen them forever, but even though I'm always like, they go fishing together, it's me saying, F them, because I know they do other things together. So I think this is just something I'm speaking out loud. I should reach out to them and say, hey guys, next time you do this, I'll go with you. See, sometimes and I'll just give you an example, an ego gets in the way. I hate watching commercials. So I'm kind of exhausted from being in the bar business my whole life. Some of my friends, they go out and watch college football. We live in Florida. They're huge college football fans. Or they may go to just watch NFL. They may go do whatever it is. They go to bars sometimes and watch games. And I wouldn't go because I don't want to sit through commercials. Again, I'm being an asshole, but that's a perfect example. Even though my buddies, they go fish, they sometimes go watch sports. I can go to the bar with them, right? And I probably have a blast because of my asshole attitude. I'm exposing myself right now. That's my mindset. But if you're in a situation, again, where, I think too, as we get older, the phase of also saying you hang out with your kids, or I think a lot of parents end up hanging out with other parents, like I said earlier, that their kids hang out with. But I realize as time goes on, especially throughout high school sometimes, and then they all kind of go their own way, that starts to kind of get further away. And before you know it, and I see a lot of my friends, they don't have a lot of friends necessarily anymore. Because a lot of people, after their kids kind of went and did their own thing, went to college, they still have some friends, but everybody is kind of doing their own thing, either with their own kids, their own grandkids, or they've moved. And even like I was describing earlier, one of my close friends, Ray, my daughter's best friends, with his daughter, he moved to Boston. One of my other buddies is very busy. He goes back and forth to South Florida. And I still have my close friends in Florida. There's no question about that. But I realized, too, I don't have anybody really near my area of my house because they all live further away. So it was nice when I met a couple other guys at the gym, and I don't even work out with them. And what's interesting for me is that I met a lot of my closest friends in gyms. And back to telling people to meet friends or go to certain areas. If you're joining a club, if you're, or a group or whatever, or besides, I should say a lot of times I think when we think about meeting people, we think about just going to bars or nightclubs or those environments. But when I teach this program, Mastering Self-Confidence for guys trying to find women, I tell them, you go where the fish are, but you want to go where women are doing things you like to do. So if you like to scuba, just saying, then go take some, scuba classes or go join a scuba club. You don't have to go to a local bar constantly and try to find a girl there, because a lot of times you don't have the same interests. Online you can find out different things, but if you want to meet them personally, if you like Latin dancing and you want to, then go to a Latino class, or a class that teaches Latino dancing, or go to a nightclub that has that, all these things. And I think the same thing with friendships is, a lot of us are maybe in environments where, you're not making friends because you're in those environments, because you may work in an environment that you don't really want to make friends there because they're a lot different than you. You may, may go to a local, I don't know, whatever, locally, and they're not doing what you want to do. But definitely reach out and start going to places and environments where people are doing what you love to do. And I can assure you, your friendships are just going to start blossoming because you have a lot in common, right? And I just think we become very lazy too, and a lot of us do live through social media, so our friendships are on social media. We get to see what everybody's doing. They get to see what we're doing. We're getting to comment, like it. But when it comes to the reality of our life, is it really that social? I think as social media brought us all together, it kind of pushed us to a certain degree away, where we're not reaching out like when we're younger and spending more time with friends to a certain degree. So I just thought I would do a podcast on that. So if you get a chance, check out my YouTube channel. I've been putting a lot of different things up there on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And if you want, you can check out my website, richcelenza.com. And that's it. And you know what? People, when it comes to friendships, I think, I don't care if you have friends and they're not on the same political side as you, they're not in the same religion as you, they're, as time goes on, whatever the case may still be, give them the respect they deserve. And, sometimes all they need is a friend to listen to them, or a friend that doesn't bash them or go against them or fight with them all the time. And I get, sometimes we just have asshole friends out there, and it takes a lot of patience and tolerance. But that could just be a phase they're going through. Have patience for your friends. I'm telling you, you may be the one thing in their life that they cherish more, not more than any, maybe more than anything, but they really, they just don't know how to express that. Maybe you just need to express it, or just let them know you're there for them. And again, it doesn't mean you have to go do a ton of different things for them, give them money or whatever the case may be. Just them knowing that you're there for them can be a game changer in their life, especially if, they get depressed or whatever the case may be. You'd be surprised how much your friends look up to you and how much they truly love you and they miss you. All right? All right, I'm going to wrap it up there. Take care, and if you're traveling, safe travels.